Steven Sommer here for Terry Vision. I'm joined by Senior Defender Forest Lasso. Forrest, how you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Doing well. Can't complain.
That's good.
Headed into your senior year. Obviously, we've got a little bit of the season underway here. Decent start, and SoCon play right around the corner. What are you most excited for in the remainder of the season?
We're just getting started. We had a little bit of a rocky start at the beginning. SoCon's always been our area where we kind of work out our kinks. Obviously, Furman, the big names, the schools that we're looking forward to are going to be good matchups. Honestly, chasing another ring, trying to get the second one last year to get it. Hopefully we can make it happen.
Absolutely. Now, this your fourth year on the team. All 3 years you've been a big part of this defense, and especially that center back role. You know, you're kind of the guy who's pointing out stuff on the defense, kind of that vocal leader. How would you talk about your leadership role as a member of this team?
As you said, played center back for the past 4 years. As a center back, you have the position to see everybody in front of you. You see where the ball goes, you see where the players go, and you can kind of see it ahead of time. So from the vocal side of things, you can kind of dictate or direct people. Leadership off the field, everyone has their mistakes, everyone learns from it, and that kind of gives the center backs, not just me, but the other one, Charlie Keeley, his first year starting, we both have a chance to show the younger guys what it takes to do what we do, what we've been through, how we put that on and off the field. So it's kind of one of those chances where you've seen it, you've done it, teach the other guys what's the right way to do it.
Absolutely. And another part of your game, outside of obviously doing well in defense, has gotten you been named to the freshman team, 2 second teams in the conference. But outside of your defense, you've also added a lot of offense. Obviously, being 6'5" doesn't hurt. I can imagine when you're going up for headers. But outside of that, 2 really huge goals last season, 2 game winners. Walk me through those.
The one that sticks out the most, obviously, the Elon game. They were 16th at the time. Mm-hmm. It was one of those things, kind of came through the run and play. Obviously, a lot of my goals came from set pieces, but this one kind of came from the run and play. Ball got whipped in. I just happened to be in the box, popped out in front of me, and my first instinct was just to smash it home, kind of hit it as hard as I can. As long as it was on frame, it was going to go in. It worked out. The best part about it was my 2 little brothers, ball boy, Forrest, and we got to celebrate in the corner for the first time together. Big doll pile. The 8-year-old was on the bottom, had a big old time with it, got hurt, all the good stuff that came along with it. But I mean, it's one of those feelings where you see the ball, you see the goal, you hit it, and then you just kind of black out. You don't really remember how it happened, what happened next. Just a lot of emotions going into it.
Awesome. Talking about injuries, you got a little scar on your knee there. Kind of talk us through how the story behind it. I've heard it before, but just for the people.
2 summers ago, a family friend of ours owned a landscaping company, and I was in town playing soccer, and he just gave me a side job. And all summer, I was kind of a chauffeur, a machinery chauffeur, where I drove a truck, and I kind of took pieces and just took stuff to different job sites, didn't really do any physical labor. And then one day I finished all my errands early in the morning, so I had the rest of the day off. I wanted to get paid still because I was hourly pay, so I stayed on the job site to help out. First time really helping out. There was a tree down. I went to assist with chopping it up. I did everything I was supposed to, checked it out. I was wearing all the protective gear. The tree was hollow and the chainsaw snapped back and took out my leg, and I kept going. I didn't even feel it, honestly, and I looked down and saw some red marks on my pants. I thought to myself that wasn't there in the morning. So then I opened up the rip and saw the cut, and it was literally spraying like a water hose. So I turned around, tried yelling at my boss, who was 50 yards away at the time, and 2 days earlier we just hired this guy, came back from Afghanistan. He was a Marine. I mean, he knew everything he was supposed to, and he saw me yelling and kind of in a state of shock, and I kid you not, gave me one of the biggest tackles of my life. Just Ray Lewis'd me into the ground, and by the time I sat up and came to, he had already taken his shirt off, taken his belt off, tourniquet and everything. I mean, he stopped something that was going like a hose to completely dry in a matter of seconds. So, I mean, it was a completely unfortunate accident. Obviously got the scars and the stitches to show for it, but nothing happened really physically. I couldn't walk for a week, but that was about it.
Yeah, we're definitely glad that it was only that and that he was there for you.
Didn't tell the coaches until I showed up for preseason, so that didn't go over very well. But it didn't inhibit my soccer at all, so I got lucky.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, obviously, coming along 4 years here, what have you enjoyed most about your Wofford experience thus far?
it's very cliche, and if anybody knows the Wofford soccer team, it's the family. It's this family aspect of the school and as well as the team. And athletics in general, it's one of those things where, yeah, I play soccer with you. Yeah, we pass the ball here and there, but there's more to it than just on and off the field. I mean, there's some sort of bond between the teammates and the coaching staff and everybody that goes into the team. It's kind of a bond that I've never had on teams in the past, and I would hope that all other teams in the future would be the same way. It's just, there's more to just being teammates in Wofford men's soccer. I will look out for you, you look out for me. You're struggling, I'll struggle. One of those things where it's one unit.
Now, before matches, do you have any pregame superstitions, any rituals, any things you go through?
I am beyond superstitious, and that dates back to, I think, my first coach when I was in 4th grade. I mean, every sort of thing. I wear my shin guards the same height. I use the same tape. I wear the same cleats. I wear the same sliders. I warm up on the same part of the field with the same group of guys. I always use the game ball instead of the practice balls. I use the same amount of time to warm up. I mean, it is down to a T. It's kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but it's the same thing. You say a quick Lord's Prayer right before the kickoff. You do the same thing in the huddles. It's from literally the day you wake up until the game's over, everything's the exact same.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. What are you currently majoring in, and do you have any plans after graduation as to what you want to do?
I'm a business economics major, kind of specifically studying the law. My dad's a lawyer, so I've always kind of grown up around that side of things. Law school could be in the near future. Can't say it's going to be, but it's what I'm pursuing as of now.
Possibility.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. Last question for you. You and teammate Matt Frangello kind of came from the same area and stuff.
Yeah.
You played together?
We did.
What's it been like transferring from high school days together to now?
Oh man, I've never admitted this to him, but he was one of the main reasons I came to Wofford. We grew up playing for the same club. We went to rival high schools, so we played it every once in a while. But club-wise, I mean, it's fun. We have our own little handshake. We have our own inside jokes. We obviously represent Raleigh more than we probably should be, considering it's just a city. But there's a bond there that I don't have with every other teammate just because we're from the same area and we've grown up together. And then on the field, like, I know how he plays. He knows how I play. I can be as mad as I want at him, and he can be the exact same way. But we get off the field and we're still boys, as they would say it.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, once again for Terror Vision, this is Steve Sommer. Thanks again, Forrest.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one.